Yo, what's up guys? We're back with another video today, and guys, I am here to give you guys the greatest video mankind has ever seen, ranking UFC fighters with the best and worst hairline in the UFC. I know guys, this is like mind-blowing stuff. This is like probably the greatest thing you've ever seen in my entire life. To make this even better, guys, we brought back the tier list system. For those who remember, like back in like the first couple of videos, I made like a video like tier listing like the shorts or something like that. It's still on there if you want to watch it, but it wasn't that great. The quality was pretty bad. Hopefully it's not as bad as it is right now, but that's besides the point. And what we're going to be doing is I've selected a couple of fighters throughout the entirety of the UFC, and I'm going to be ranking their hairlines. Like, you might be wondering why I'm actually doing this. Honestly, I don't know. I honestly think it's a, like, interesting topic a little bit, if I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. Some of these UFC fighters have some of the worst hairlines I've ever seen. Like I don't even understand how they're like balding at like the age of like 30 or something like that. Some of them are legitimately in their 30s, almost like balding. It's getting horrendous. So without further ado, let's get right into it. And guys, what better way to start off than with the pound for pound greatest of all time? If you disagree with it, you're completely wrong. Jon Jones. Now, Jon Jones actually, listen, Jon Jones used to have, like, a decent hairline, or he didn't even have hair, to be honest with you, but even when he had hair, his hairline was, like, still not great. He, like, never really had a great hairline. At best, it was, like, an average hairline, but now it's kind of getting really bad. Sometimes it's, like, almost like he's receding hair, but then there are other times where it's, like, the hair's coming back, and I don't understand. I actually don't understand how he's getting his hair back. Like the receding hairline is like coming back to his face sometimes, but then sometimes it's like all the way in the back. So I'm gonna put in like bad hairline, because most of the time now, especially at this point of his career, his hairline is looking really rough. Now the next fighter I have is someone who just fought recently, Leon Rocky Edwards. Now we got, you know where Leon's going, guys, right? Just retire, honestly. Leon Edwards' hairline is legitimately one of the worst hairlines I've ever seen. It's so bad that he's balding at the tip of his head. Not only does he have a terrible hairline, he's actually legitimately balding at the back of his head. He is gonna, by the time he reaches 40, guys, he's gonna have already a bad hairline, and he's already balding in the back. So at that point, he might as well just go bald at that straight up point. I mean, there's not much hair to begin with for him, so it's just really bad. Just retire, honestly. Just go bald right now, Leon Edwards. It's ridiculous. Now the next person we have is Robert Whittaker. My Bobby Knuckles has got the best fucking hairline I've ever seen in my entire life. I can't even do it. But nah, Robert Whittaker legitimately has one of the best hairlines I've actually ever seen. It's so crisp. It's so clean. It's actually ridiculous. The title of this thumbnail, I don't know if I changed it or not, but I had it as Robert Whittaker as the Thrag hairline. If you guys know who Thrag is in the comics, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I'll put it up on the screen. Doesn't Robert Whittaker kind of look like Thrag? Am I wrong on that? Like, I feel like off topic. I feel like Robert Whittaker could low-key like play Thrag in a live action Invincible show. I don't know why I'm just saying that. I just, whenever I see Robert Whittaker and I'm thinking of Thrag, that's like something I'm thinking all of a sudden. I don't know why. But yeah, Robert Whittaker has one of the best hairlines in the UFC, if not ever currently. He's probably the pound for pound #1 best hairline fighter right now, in my opinion. Alright, next up we have Paulo Costa. Now, Paulo Costa, he's going in the average hairline. With Paulo Costa, it's interesting, because on face plant, if you just look at him right now, he's got an alright hairline. Like, it's not like receding like Jon Jones or Leon Edwards' hairline, right? But here's something I've noticed. This is something only Paulo Costa has. I swear to God, I've never seen this with any other fighter. When he fights, and when he just gets sweaty or his hair gets wet, whatever it is, his hair is just like disappearing. I swear to God. And as well, the hairline is getting worse as his hair gets more wet. I have never seen this from any other fighter. Is one of the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But if Paulo Costa, if Paulo Costa doesn't get his hair wet, his hairline looks pretty good, I'd say. But when it gets wet or any type of like moisture is on the hair, it looks like one of the worst things I have ever seen in my entire life. But I'm gonna put him kind of in the average. Like, I feel like I should put him in the bad hairline, but for now, I'm just going to put him in the average hairline. That's what I actually think, to be honest with you. Alright, next up on this list, we have Michael Pereira. Now, yeah, Michael Pereira is going in just retire as well. I mean, just he's competing with Leon Edwards as far as his hairline receding. It's borderline almost getting bald. Just get a bald cut at this point, man, actually. The hairline is legitimately getting ridiculous. I think it's honestly worse than Leon Edwards, because at least Leon Edwards he has a little bit more hair in the front, but with Michael Behera, he has all hair in the back and no hair in the front. I swear to God. All right, next up on this tier list might be a little bit of a controversial take, but I'm going to put Islam Makhachev on the solid hairline. I think he has a pretty solid hairline. I don't think it's like perfect compared to Robert Whittaker's is, because if you look at Islam's hairline, it's not like straight with unlike Robert Whittaker's hairline. Robert Whittaker's hairline is like perfectly vertical, no curves, no nothing, whereas Islam's, it's a little bit crooked, it's a little bit off, but he still has a really solid hairline. He has better hairlines than Paulo Costa, John Jones, Leon, and Michael Behera all combined, I think. Yeah, overall, like, he has a pretty solid hairline. I can't put him in the average, to be honest. I just think that there's some things he needs to work on with this hairline. If it was more straightened, I think it would go into God tier, but for now, I'm going to put him in the solid hairline. And also joining Islam Makhachev, we have Merab Dvalishvili. Now, Merab's is actually kind of crazy because before he got a hair transplant, which we all know he got hair transplant, it's so clear, he had possibly the worst hairline I have ever seen in my whole life. He legitimately looked like something from like Lord of the Rings or something like that. I have never seen a worse hairline than that. It was horrendous. But then he went to Turkey, he got a hair transplant, he rocked the beard, and now it is like a complete upgrade. I have never seen a better hairline upgrade than Merab's. And just for that, I have to put him in the solid hairline, to be honest. Like, it's actually so good. It's not really like as good, I feel, compared to Islam's, but the fact that he was able to get on the same level as Islam's hairline is actually insane to me. So I have to put him in the solid hairline, to be honest, because like the upgrade this man went from looking like an absolute like monster to an actual like really solid hairline is amazing to me. So I gotta give him props for that. He definitely went to a right hair transplant in Turkey, so you gotta put him in the solid hairline. Alright, now the next person we have on this tier list, guys, is Shamil the Blob Gaziev. Now, Shamil the Blob Gaziev is not only one of the greatest fighters of all time, not only the best pound-for-pound #1 fighter of all time, not only the most aura-farming fighter I have ever seen in the UFC history, he also has the best hairline ever in the UFC history. I mean, you just look at his compared to Robert Whittaker's, it's night and day. It's one of the most insane hairlines I've ever seen. So with that, I gotta put him at the God tier, to be honest with you guys. I mean, there's no bias here. There's no complaints. I don't think anyone will disagree with this opinion. So yeah, he's going in God tier. Alright, next up, we have Paul Craig. Now, this one's also, I think, gonna be a little bit of a tough one for me because, like, I want to put Paul Craig at the solid hairline, but it just looks a little bit off. There's something off with his hairline. I think that, obviously, he got a hair transplant as well, same with Merab. But with Paul Craig's, I feel like he got his hair transplant a little bit too high up. It looks just a little bit off. If he got his hair transplant maybe a little bit lower, in my opinion, he would have a much better hairline. And dare I say, he could potentially go into God tier because he has the potential. I see the potential here, guys. It's actually really solid, his hair. But I just think it's a little bit too high for me. I actually think that. And even with me saying that, I'm very tempted on putting him in the solid hairline. But I think for now, I'm going to put him in the average hairline. And actually, I'm actually going to put him above Paulo Costa just because of that. Because I think he has a better hairline than Paulo Costa's, in my opinion. But I think he's just out of the league when it comes to the solid hairline tier list. Alright, next up we have Bilal, remember the name, Muhammad. You guys obviously know I had to put him on here. Now with Bilal, right? Bilal actually has a pretty solid hairline. He's got like a, I don't even know what it's called. He's got like a fade type of deal, I think, with him. But he actually has a really solid like hairline. He's pretty much the same when it comes to Islam's hairline. The difference is he has a more buzz cut hairline. Islam's already has a buzz cut, but Bilal's just taking it to like the extreme. And also, his hairline isn't as crooked compared to Islam's. Like, if you look at the picture right here, like you're seeing, guys, Islam's hairline is a little bit more crooked, like I said before, whereas Bilal's is more straight. It's still crooked, so he's not going God tier hairline, but because his hairline is better than Islam's, I have to put him above Islam, in my opinion. but he's still not in God tier. He's nowhere near that, in my opinion. Only the great of the greats can go in God tier hairline, guys. That's a fact. Alright, next up, we have Umar Nurmagomedov. Now, with Umar, I have to put him in bad hairline. I can't say he's, like, in just retire. He's not. He has, like, hair, at least. He legitimately can get a good buzz cut, I think, or a good, like, hairline, but I don't think it's, like, anywhere near as good as any of these other guys. I actually think John Jones has a better hairline than Umar's is, because Umar's is, like, getting really bad. Like, it's, like, getting in a U-shaped hairline, which is a red flag. You should never have that. If you have a U-shaped hairline, you're cooked. You're cooked, bud. There's no going back. You might as well fly to Turkey and get a hair transplant, because there's no hope. I mean, Umar's still young. He's not even in his 30s yet, so he could probably fix his hairline if he wanted to, but I doubt that. The Dagestanians, they don't get hair transplants. As far as I know, I've never heard of a Dagestanian that did get a hair transplant. If you guys know if any of them did, leave it down in the comments just so I know. But as far as I know, none of them have gotten hair transplants, and I don't think that, and because of that, actually, I doubt Umar's gonna, like, get any better. In fact, he could potentially get into just retired tier list, honestly. But for now, because he actually has hair compared to, like, Leon Edwards and Michael Becerra, I have to put him in the bad hairline tier list. Alright, now the next person we have is Michael Chandler. Now, the same rules that I applied to Umar Nurmagomedov apply as well with Michael Chandler. The only reason that he is not in just retire is because he has hair still. And I think the last two guys, or like the next two guys that are coming up, have worse hairlines than Michael Chandler. And honestly, I was going to put Michael Chandler in just retire. Like, he's very much on the borderline in just retire. But I decided not to, because I just think that he at least has some hair. So it makes his hairline look a little bit better. But it's still pretty bad, so I have to put him in the bad hairline. Alright, now the next person we have is Colby Covington. Now, Colby Covington has one of the most ugliest hairlines I've ever seen. The downfall this guy had. Here's the thing. Colby Covington never had a good hairline, but he always had, like, a solid hairline. Like, back in his prime, when he was younger, he actually had a pretty solid hairline. It wasn't anything, like, mind-blowing. It would probably be in, like, his average hairline tier list or something like that. But he had a decent hairline. But now it's like, look at that. It's not even good. His U-shaped hair isn't even, like, symmetrical or something like that. It's not even, like, even. One side is, like, more U-shaped than the other. It's actually ridiculous. Honestly, Colby should just go bald at this point, honestly. Because, like, he probably would look worse if he went bald. But it would be pretty funny. But honestly, his hairline is getting really bad in my opinion. Alright, now the next person we have on this list is Sean Brady. Now, I'm putting Sean Brady, might be a little bit of a hot take, but I'm going to put him in God tier hairline. I didn't realize this, but dude low-key has a really, really good hairline. I know this photo looks off, but like when you look at him when it comes to his fights, his hairline looks really good in my opinion. I don't think it's better than Robert Whittaker's, but I think he has a pretty solid hairline regardless. I actually think it's pretty decent. It's better than Bilal's in my opinion. It's better than Islam's and it's better than Marab's, so he's not going to be put in solid hairline. But I don't think it's better than Robert Whittaker's, but I still think it's like worthy enough to put him in the God tier hairline in my opinion. And that's my justification for that, to be honest with you. Alright, now the final person that we have on here is Tony Ferguson. Now with Tony Ferguson, guys, this one hurts because Tony's one of my favorite fighters. He was one of my favorite guys like when he was in the come-ups. And I unfortunately never got to see him win an actual fight. It was so rough for me. I wish I got to see him win, but I never did. And just like in his MMA career, his hairline is just getting worse and worse and worse. It's getting to a point now where it's getting like worrying. This dude needs to get a hair transplant. I think he went to go get one or something like that, but clearly they didn't do anything for his hair. Honestly, he needs to get a hairline. He needs to fix it at some point, man. He honestly has the worst hairline out of all these guys. Like out of Leon, Michael Becerra, Colby Covington, and Tony Ferguson, he legitimately has one of the worst hairlines out of all of them. He doesn't even have good hair in the back. Like compared to Michael Becerra has no hair in the front, but he has hair in the back. Tony doesn't even have that. He has some hair in the back and no hair in the front. It's ridiculous. I don't know what's gonna happen to him, honestly. I honestly, it's just rough for him. But guys, that is me covering some UFC fighters with the best hairlines and some of them with the worst hairlines. Let me know what you guys thought about this tier list. Do you guys want to see more of these in the future? Do you also agree with the rankings that I've given these fighters? Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!